Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another thrilling episode of With All Due Respect. I'm sure you're just dying to find out what I'm going to talk about today. Well, I'm going to talk about the movies, actually. And I'm going to talk about the movies because I love the movies, okay? Been enthralled with Hollywood, if you will, my entire life. My mom and dad used to send my brother and I to the movie theater on Saturday afternoon, Saturday afternoon matinee, double feature, and would give us 50 cents. I think it was 20 cents to get in, 15 cents for popcorn and 10 cents for a Coke and 5 cents for whatever, a little candy or whatever. And we'd spend 4 hours there. They were helping us kind of broaden our look at life. Essentially, they were trying to get rid of us for about 4 hours. That's exactly what they were going to do. And people my age, I'm sure, experienced these same things. So I've had this enrapture with the movies, again, as I say, my entire life. And I don't know, I go back, to the 50s when I really, in the latter 40s and 50s, when I really remember the movies. But then, the late night television movie of the week and that kind of thing. And I just, ate it up, okay? A big James Cagney fan. I loved Angels with Dirty Faces and Public Enemy. And, all of the black and white features and of the day, because most of them were, filmed in black and white. And, and then grabbed onto every movie and learn lines from the movies. I mean, literally learn lines from some of these movies I liked. Crazy, on the waterfront. Remember that night in the garden, you came down to my dressing room and said, "Kid, this ain't your night. We're going for the price on Wilson." Come on. Why would I even remember this? How about Dirty Harry, okay? I know what you're thinking. Did he fire 6 shots or only 5? Well, I tell you, in all this confusion, I've kind of lost track myself, and so forth and so on. I know the whole scene. It's just crazy. I don't know why I even remember them, but I do. Anyway, so I was always thrilled with the movies, and, I was kind of in show business as it was. I was in the radio business, I used to call it BTSB, big time showbiz. And so I was part of show business, kind of down the ladder of show business, but I was involved in it. Anyway, I'm working in Detroit. It's 1978. I'm a sales guy at a local radio station, doing pretty well. And through the media grapevine, we find out that a movie company is in town to film a story written by Harold Robbins, who was a very famous, very popular kind of pulp fiction guy. He wrote The Carpetbaggers and several other big selling books in the latter 60s, mid 60s to 70s. And the name of this book was called The Betsy, and it was about the automotive business and the family behind the owner of this company who was to make the Betsy. And this was no chump change operation. I mean, Sir Laurence Olivier was a star in the movie. Tommy Lee Jones. Marianne Mastrantoni, I believe, was the female lead in it. So there were some big players in this thing, okay? And anyway, we find out through the grapevine that there is a call for extras. Aha. So I get wind of it, naturally. I make application, if you will. We had to go to someplace in Detroit, show up, give our name, our number, contact point. And I think also they wanted to get a look at you. And I'm young then, so I was, decent looking. I didn't have any of this stuff. But whatever. And sure enough, and I'm all hot and bothered about this, hoping I'm going to get a call. And sure enough, the next day or 2 days later, I get the call. They want us to report to wardrobe. Ooh, unbelievable. I'm going to wardrobe. Unfortunately, it was about 7 o'clock in the morning on a midday, August, midday, midweek day that was probably at 7 in the morning. It was 89 degrees with 89% humidity, even at that time. You know, one of those typical, terrible Midwest, midsummer, hot, humid days. Anyway, we go to this trailer. I mean, a kind of crummy trailer or whatever. And they suit us up. They gave us our costumes. There were men, there were women there, whatever. And the era was latter 40s, early 50s, as I recall. So they, you know, the suits with the real wide lapels and the kind of the flowery ties and whatever. And they send us off to this restaurant where our part was going to be, where they were going to use us. Anyway, we go to this restaurant, and the like third line director is kind of and with the casting folks are kind of seating us, and our part in this movie was we are extras at the restaurant having lunch, okay? And they seat us at these tables all around the restaurant. And as I'm sitting there, and they're setting up the camera and whatever, I realize that depending on how they're going to shoot this scene, okay, and they have two cameras, one on the female, one on the male, and I think it was Tommy Lee Jones and this Master Antoni woman. In one of these scenes, when they used one of these cameras, that I might be actually on film, and it, if this scene makes the cut, I might actually be on the big screen. Oh my God! The only thing better would have been if I was alive and I was in the scene at Rick's Cafe American in Casablanca. That would have been the topper of my life. But anyway, so we sit down, and they come over and they tell us what's happening here. We're going to be, in the background eating, and the principal actors will be out, seated at this table. And they also tell us that they're also going to have to shut off the air conditioning, okay, prior to the actors coming out, so that they can get the sound correct and whatever. But then it won't be long. And if you know anything about the movies, their idea of won't be long is not my idea of won't be long, okay? It's like the airlines, Yeah, it looks like we got a 10-minute delay here, folks. Yeah, well, that 10-minute delay always becomes a 39-minute delay, as we all know. But anyway, sure enough, now next thing you know, we're 20 minutes, 25 minutes, we're waiting for the actors, and they gave us a little direction. The second director gives us a little direction, and he says, okay, now here's the deal, all right? When we call action, what we want you to do is to have a conversation with your seatmate, and it was the woman extra who was across from me. And they said, but you can't speak. You have to speak in pantomime. So as if you were talking, you can maybe even hear it now in the thing, but it was, without any sound coming out of your mouth. So that was a fairly easy direction. I think even I could understand that. So sure enough, here comes Tommy Lee Jones and this woman, and they seat them, and next thing you know, they have the tape measure out, and the checking the sound and the whole thing. In the meantime, it's getting hotter and hotter in this place. These guys have just come out of their air conditioned dressing room, and but now we're ready to go, okay? And the clapboard guy, all right, ready. Scene one, take one, the Betsy. And the director, who I can kind of see out of the side of my eye. All right, action. Now they start speaking. They have the microphones over their head and the whole deal. And we had been told that when they call action, that we would then start our pantomime conversation. And so, I started. And here's kind of my replication of the first take. Action. And I hear in the back, cut! Now, I have to tell you, I'm confused. I think somebody's blowing a line or something. I don't know. I didn't think I was being over animated. But I see we look toward the director, and he's got the second director, the guy who had talked to us, and he points over, this direction and whatever. And sure enough, here comes the second director over, and he said, "Sir, look. Now, I said, that you needed to be, you need to pantomime your conversation, but without any, animation in terms of your arms or whatever, okay? Just pretend you're speaking to your dinner mate here, or your lunch mate, and we'll go from there." And he said, "Do you understand it?" And I said, "Yeah, no, I got it. I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't realize it. I'm Italian, And he went, "Right." And off he goes. So now, and in the meantime, the actors had gotten up. They'd gotten up. They'd gone back to their, air-conditioned trailers or whatever, their dressing rooms. And they've got to set this thing all up again, okay? The boom guy comes over. They're doing the tape measure again. Now they call the actors back on the set. Okay, they seat them, again with the tape and the whole deal. And, we're all waiting. In the meantime, it's, they've got, and they never turned the air conditioning on either again. Okay, once the actors left, I screwed up the shot. They never turned, I think they were trying to get back at me. I'm not sure. So now here comes the actors back onto the set, and they sit again and again. They put the microphones over their head, and again with the tape measure and the lighting and the whole thing. Then the clapboard guy comes out and says, "The Betsy, scene 1," or whatever it was, scene 21, take 2, right? And he walks away. He's right in front of the camera when he does this. And he walks away, and now you hear the director say, "Action." And now I've been warned, okay? None of this. Okay, I've been warned. So, as a guy who's desperate to get in the movies, okay, I'm thinking to myself, all right, I'm not going to blow it this time. So we start. And I keep my arms down. I think I was holding my own hand so I wouldn't do the whole, hand thing. And the next thing you know, I'm leaning over to this gal, giving her the old, cut! By this time now, I hear the director saying, "All right, get this J.O. off the set." The second director comes over. He's walking toward me, and I'm going, "What? All right, come on." So he gets up. Now I found him. I go, "Well, wait a minute." What? He goes, No. You were way too animated in your face, whatever." He said, I said, "Well, wait, sit me in the back." I hit my microphone. I said, "Sit me in the back. I'll be all right on this thing." No, you're done. So anyway, out to the wardrobe thing we go. And incidentally, now, I'd been there since 7 o'clock. This is probably now 2 o'clock in the afternoon, okay? Sweating my ass off, all right? For a grand total of $30. That was the pay for this thing. Anyway, I collect my clothes and I leave. My introduction and complete failure to be in the movies. With all due respect. Oh, and by the way, I know you're out there. I can hear you breathing.